Hi students, welcome to lecture number 4 for the course ECE 4007 Information Theory and Coding. Today we are going to understand what are the different channels and how to find the channel capacity for the different channels. So the channels are basically classified. We are talking only on discrete channel, not on continuous channel. And we are talking only on discrete channel, not on continuous channel. The channel basically of discrete type is classified as binary symmetric channel, binary eraser channel, lossless channel, deterministic channel, noiseless channel, and useless channel. So now we will understand what are these channels and how to find the channel capacity for each and every channel separately. So first, to understand what is channel capacity is nothing but what amount of information the channel can actually transmit. So earlier we have already seen in the last lecture how to find the mutual information, and okay, so already I have given you in the last lecture what is mutual information. I of x comma y. Here x is nothing but the transmitter side or sender side, and y is nothing but the receiver side. I of x comma y is nothing but the mutual information transmitted, mutual information received for every information or for every bit of x transmitted and y received. So we have already seen that. So we can calculate the channel capacity by having the mutual information. So channel capacity is basically defined as CS is nothing but maximum of the probability of the transmitter side with I of x comma y, or this is also equal to maximum of probability of receiver side P of y with I of y given x. So we can either use this one or we can use this one. Already we know that I of x comma y is nothing but h of x minus h of x given y. So CS is nothing but maximum of a P of x. This I of x comma y can be written as h of x minus h of x given y, whereas I of y comma x can also be written as, this can also be, in other words, this can also be defined as h of y minus h of y given x. Okay, so here this h of x is nothing but the entropy or average information at the transmitter side or sender side. H of y is the entropy or the information, average information received by the receiver side, and h of x given y is nothing but the error lost in the channel or conditional entropy. Okay, it will give you the information about how much of error is lost in the channel or conditional entropy, whereas h of y given x is nothing but what is the average information received for at y side for the given the value x. Okay, so this is given by CS. CS is measured in bits per second. CS is the channel capacity measured in bits per second. Also, we can find the channel capacity with respect to, this is bits per symbol. Channel capacity with bits per symbol. We can also measure the channel capacity with bits per second by multiplying CS with R, which can be written as capital C. Okay, so here R is nothing but rate at which the message is generated. So this CS is measured in bits per symbol. C is measured in bits per second or bit rate. So like we can, once we know rate at which bit rate at a bit rate, then we can multiple bit rate with the channel capacity CS to get the C. C again is nothing but a definition for channel capacity only, but the difference between C and CS is CS is measured in bits per symbol, whereas C is measured in bits per second. Okay, so having this information about the channel capacity, now let us find what is the what is the type of channel, how the channel is being defined, and how the to find the channel capacity. So let us first start with binary symmetric channel, which is the basic channel we will be using throughout for the communication of the digital communication. As we know, binary is nothing but two, either transmitting 0 or transmitting 1. Always binary define only two. Symmetric in the sense it is symmetric, that is the sending binary symbol 0 is equal to sending binary symbol y. So we are having that type of channel. So this channel is graphically represented like this. Say for example, if you are saying x1 is nothing but transmitting symbol 0 and x2 is nothing but transmitting symbol 1, and x1 is given to 0 is given as 0 to the receiver y1 with the probability p, and x2 is given to y2 with the probability p, whereas x1, that sometimes because of the error in the transmission, 0 may be wrongly received to 1, so with the probability of 1 minus p. Similarly, 1 may be wrongly received as 0 with the probability of 1 minus p. So this is what the binary symmetric channel is. In binary symmetric channel, binary means that either 0 or 1 transmission only. So we will be having only 2 inputs and exactly 2 outputs. So sending 0 and receiving as 0 with the probability of p, and sending 1 and receiving as 1 also with the probability of p, whereas sending 0 to 1 and 1 to 0 transmission with the probability of 1 minus p. Okay, so 0 is transmitted as 0 with probability p, 1 is transmitted as 1 with probability p, whereas 0 to 1 or 1 to 0 transmission takes place with probability 1 minus p. So here binary stands for we are having only 2 inputs, either 0 or 1. Symmetric is because equally likely, in the sense 0 is transmitted as 0 with the probability p only, 1 is transmitted as 1 with the probability p only. So we call it as a symmetric channel. Now already I have defined you how to represent the channel. So how to define this binary symmetric channel or channel representation for binary symmetric channel. Here we are having 2 inputs and 2 outputs. So we are going to have a matrix of P of y given x with 2 inputs x1, x2, y1, y2. So here we can see x1 is transmitted as x1 with the probability p. So first row, first column will have p. x1 is transmitted as y2 with the probability 1 minus p. So here this becomes 1 minus p. Similarly, x2 to y1 is 1 minus p, and x2 to y2 is also p. Okay, so you can see this is the channel representation. So you understood now what is binary symmetric channel. Next we are ready to find out the channel capacity. Already I have defined you channel capacity. Either we can use CS equal to maximum of sender side, if you are seeing p of x, h of x minus h of x given y, or in other words Cx can be written as maximum of p of y, h of y minus h of y given x. So here we are going to use the second formula. Why? Because here we are having p of y given x, something symmetric. So you can see every row of p of y given x are the same. So how can we write h of y given x? H of y given x can be written as double summation of I equal to 1 to 2 because input is only 2 numbers, j equal to 1 to 2 because output is also 2 numbers. So I equal to 1 to 2, j equal to 1 to 2, p of yj given xi log base to 1 by p of yj given xi. As we know p of yj given xi, so we can easily find this one. But here what we need to do is, we need to understand is, here p of y given x, we are having every row the same element only. See the first row, here also we are having p and 1 minus p. See the second row, here also we are having p and 1 minus p. So if you are trying to expand this one, every element you will note that every row have the same set of elements. So we can take this as separately or independently. I is independent, input is independent. So like, okay, so let me write it here. We note that every row has the same set of elements. So we can take I as, so we can take I commonly. So h of y given x can be written as summation of I equal to 1 to 2 p of xi, summation of j equal to 1 to 2 p of yj given xi log base to 1 divided by p of yj given xi. Sorry, here I forgot to write p of, this should be multiple with p of xi also. As we are having I is common, I am taking this separately. Now we know that summating all the probability will give you answers 1. Therefore this will be equal to 1. Therefore h of y given x can be written as summation j equal to 1 to 2 p of yj given xi log base to 1 by p of yj given xi. We are having the value for p of yj given xi. So for j equal to 1, first you can apply j equal to 1 and then you can apply j equal to 2. So this will give you the answer. This is actually a constant. Okay, this is actually a constant and can be written as small h. Okay, h, because it is no more a variable, it is not going to vary with any other value h, because you can see here yj given xi for any row, for any column, this is p of p log base to 1 minus p plus 1 minus p log base to 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus p. So h can be directly written as, small h can be written as p log base to 1 by p for the first column plus 1 minus p log base to 1 divided by 1 minus p. Already we know for every element in the row it is even. Similarly for the column, so we are expanding the column p log base to 1 divided by p plus 1 minus p log base to 1 divided by 1 minus p. So we can just write this as h equal to minus sign. I will take minus sign p log base to p plus 1 minus p log base to 1 minus p. We are taking this denominator here, right? So we can make it as a negative sign. So this is h. Once you know h is actually a constant value for any values of the inputs and outputs. Okay, this is only constant for any values of input and output. In the sense, it doesn't mind whether you are transmitting 0 or whether you are transmitting 1. P will be some constant value. So this will give you some constant value only. So h is always a constant. It did not want anything whether you are transmitting input 0 or input 1. Therefore now we can write channel capacity Cs. We have taken the second equation, maximum of P of y, h of y minus h of y given x. Just now we got the answer, h of y given x is nothing but small h. So Cs is nothing but maximum of P of y, h of y minus small h. Just now I told you h, small h is always a constant. So we need not find any maximum value for this part. Only we need to find what is the maximum value of this part. Already we know that entropy is h of y is nothing but the entropy or average information at the receiver side. Already we know that entropy or average information at the receiver side is maximum. Either it may be transmitter side or receiver side. Entropy is maximum when you are having a equally likely probability. This curve we have already seen for 2 bytes. Okay. H is maximum when p equal to 1 by 2. Okay. So therefore entropy is maximum when equally likely probability. Therefore we know, so we are having 2 inputs. Therefore CS is nothing but log base to capital M minus h, and m equal to 2 in our case, because we are talking on binary channel. Input is also 2, output is also 2. So capital N is also 2, capital M is also 2. Therefore CS is nothing but log base to 2 minus h. We know that log base to 2 is 1. So this can be written as CS equal to 1 minus of, here h we are having minus p log base to p plus 1 minus p log base to p. So minus of minus can be written as plus. So plus p log base to p plus 1 minus p log base to 1 minus p. So you know now how to find the channel capacity for the binary symmetric channel. Next is binary eraser channel. So in this eraser channel also, as I told you, binary, we are having only 2 possible inputs. Either it may be 0 or it may be 1. So binary, it may be 0 or 1. So we are 0 is transmitted as 0. So let us write 0 as x1 is transmitted as y1. Okay, with the probability p, or either it will go erased. Okay, with the probability 1 minus p, this we call it as y2. Okay, similarly x2 or 1 is transmitted as y3 with the probability of p, or it will get erased in the channel with the probability of 1 minus p. So you need to understand the difference between binary symmetric channel and binary eraser channel. In binary symmetric channel, we are always having the correct either correct transmission or wrong transmission. Either you can see here, either 0 is transmitted as 0 or 0 is either transmitted as 1. Here 1 is transmitted as 0 or 1 is transmitted as 1. So with some probabilities, whereas the difference with the symmetric channel is nothing but eraser channel is nothing but 0 is either transmitted correctly or it got erased. It will not do any wrong transmission. Okay, so 0 is either transmitted as 0. Similarly 1 is either transmitted as 1 with the probability of p, or it is getting erased in the channel with the probability of 1 minus p. So now this is what you need to understand. Okay, so let me write it here. 0 is transmitted as 0 with probability p, and 1 is transmitted as 1 with probability p, whereas both 0 and 1 can get erased in the channel with probability 1 minus p. So this is the difference. Okay, so either it is making a correct transmission or it is getting erased, whereas it is not at all making any wrong transmission. So this channel is represented by p of y given x is represented by, we are having 2 input x1, x2. We are having 3 outputs y1, y2 and y3. y1, y2, y3. So x1 is going to y1 with the probability of p. x1 is going to y2 with the probability of 1 minus p. x1 to x3 transmission is not at all possible. Similarly, x2 is going to y3 with the probability of p. x2 is going to y2 with the probability of 1 minus p. Whereas x2 to x1 transmission is not at all possible. Okay, so this is binary eraser channel representation. Next, we will understand the channel capacity. As I told you, there are two definitions. CS equal to maximum of P of x, h of x minus x, h of x given y. Okay. So now here we will use this one. Why because this h of x given y is nothing but the error lost in the channel. So already we know that either there is a correct transmission or there is a eraser. This particular transmission is lost in the channel. Okay. So in which probability? With the probability of 1 minus p. Therefore, what is this h of x given y? H of x given y is nothing but 1 minus p times of h of x, because h of x is the average information transmitted from the transmitter side. Okay, average information gained from the transmitter side is h of x. So it is going to h of y with the probability p, or it is erased in the channel. So the errorless transmission or erased, or the error lost in the transmission, error lost in the channel is nothing but the average information h of x, okay, which is generated by the transmitter with the probability of 1 minus p. So now we can write CS is nothing but maximum of P of x into h of x minus h of x given by, can be written as CS equal to maximum of P of x times of h of x minus 1 minus p times of h of x. So this is maximum of P of x. CS is nothing but maximum P of x. We can write this as h of x minus h of x plus p times of h of x. So this will get cancelled. So p is already, we know it's a constant. Okay. So we can write CS is nothing but p times of maximum of P of x into h of x. H of x is nothing but the entropy or the average information at the transmitter side. So we know that entropy is maximum if the channel is equally likely, if the probabilities are equally likely. So under that case, we have already seen in lecture number 1. So it's nothing but log base 2 times of, for h of x, it is log base 2 times of capital N, where N is the number of input. Okay, so we know N is equal to 2. So therefore, this can be written as CSP times of. So this is nothing but CS equal to P log base 2. So this is nothing but 1. So from this, CS is nothing but P. So the channel capacity for the binary eraser channel is only P. Okay, directly you can calculate this value. Next is lossless channel. So when will we say the channel is lossless? Whenever the receiver is very sure about the transmitter. Okay, so we need to understand the channel is lossless because the channel, the receiver knows who is transmitting. So we call that kind of channel as a lossless channel. Okay, so receiver is sure about the transmitter, then the channel is called as the lossless channel. Okay, so here whenever we say lossless channel, we should directly understand h of x given y will be equal to 0. Why? Because we need to understand this. Why? Because this h of x given y is nothing but the error lost in the channel. So lossless channel defines you h of x given y equal to 0. Okay, so this will tell you the channel is error free or lossless. So this is the only condition for the channel is error free or lossless. This condition will take place whenever the receiver is sure about the transmitter. So I'll give you one pictorial representation of the lossless channel. So let us say y1 is surely know that it is going to receive only from x1 and not with any other thing, with the probability of, say for example, 0.7. Okay, y2. So let us say here x1 is transmitting to either y1 or y2, whereas if you see y1, it surely knows it is receiving only from x1. So that is what we told, the receiver is very sure about the transmitter. So here again x2 is either transmitting to y3, y4 or y5, whereas y3 knows it is only receiving its value from x2 only, but with a less probability of 0.1, and y4 is receiving only from x2 with a probability of 0.5. y5 is receiving only with a probability of 0.4. So you can any channel, whenever you see some channel like this, you can understand, if you are seeing a channel in which the in the receiver side is sure about the transmitter side, then you can directly say the channel is an lossless channel. So the channel representation for this channel, this is an example I have just written here. The channel representation for this channel is, you are having 3 input, x1, x2, x3. You are having 7 outputs, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6 and y7. Okay, so here you can see x1 is giving to y1 or y2 with a probability of 0.3 or 0.7, whereas x1 is not transmitting to any other thing, so rest all will give you only 0 value. Similarly, x2 is not giving to y1 or y2, it gives to y3 with a probability of 0.1, y4 with a probability of 0.5, y5 with a probability of 0.4, whereas y7, y6 are 0. Similarly, if you see x3 third row, it is not transmitting to y1 to y5. So y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 will be 0. y6 is 0.4, y7 is 0.6. So this is the channel representation P of y given x for the lossless channel. And the unique thing here is, you can see in any column, take first column or second column up to 7th column, in any column you will have only one non-zero entry. Okay, so just by seeing the matrix itself you can understand, okay, this is a lossless channel. Okay, so in any column only one non-zero entry. That is the unique representation of the lossless channel. Now coming to the channel capacity of the lossless channel, CS, we can take the first formula, maximum of P of x H of x minus H of x given y. We know that for lossless channel H of x given y is 0. For lossless channel, this is the condition, there is no error at all, it is error free. So this is 0. Therefore Cx can be written as maximum of P of x into H of x. So H of x is nothing but the entropy at the center side, and this takes a maximum value whenever all the probability are equally likely, and this value, see, maximum value is nothing but log base to capital N. Okay, for the example what we have taken here, we are having only 3 inputs, so capital N is equal to 3. For our example, capital N is equal to 3. So we can also write CS equal to log base to 3 for our example, whereas the general kind of formula is CS equal to log base to capital N. Next is deterministic channel. We say the channel is deterministic when the sender is sure about the receiver. Okay, when the sender is sure about the receiver. In the sense, earlier we have seen lossless channel, there we are telling the receiver is sure about the sender, receiver knows from which it is receiving. Here the sender knows to whom it is transmitting. So the general diagram is x1 knows it is transmitting only to y1 with a probability always equal to 1. Say x2 is also knows it is transmitting only to y1 with a probability 1. But whereas y1 may be receiving from x2 or it may be receiving from x1. Say I am just drawing an example here. So every time the sender is very sure about to whom it is transmitting. So always you will be not having any other probability other than 1. So x6, x7, say. So here we are having 7 inputs and 3 outputs. So the channel representation P of y given x is nothing but we are having 7 inputs, 3 outputs. So x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, y1, y2, y3. Okay. So we know that x1 is giving only to y1 with the probability of 1. It is not giving to y2 or y3. x2 is also giving to y1, not to y2, y3. x3, x4, x5 is giving only to y2. So x3 is not giving to y1, giving to y2, not to y3. x4 also it is not giving to y1, giving to y2, not giving to y3. x5 also giving only to y2. x6 and x7 is only giving to y3. So this is the channel representation P of y given x for the deterministic channel. So here again the unique thing is you can see every row is having only one non-zero entry. Okay, every row is having only one non-zero entry and that value is always 1. So you can see in every row only one non-zero entry. Take the first row, only this is non-zero and this value always is 1. Take the third row, only this is non-zero and this value is always 1. So you can easily understand the difference between lossless channel and deterministic channel. In lossless channel we are telling the receiver is sure about the transmitter. In deterministic channel we are telling the sender is sure about the receiver. So in lossless channel we are having every column we are having only one non-zero entry, whereas in deterministic channel we are telling every row we are having only one non-zero entry. So as the sender is sure about the receiver, here we can directly write h of y given x equal to 0. So directly we can write, whereas in lossless channel we are writing h of x given y is 0. In deterministic channel we can directly write h of y given x will be equal to 0. Therefore calculating the channel capacity CS is nothing but we can take the second formula maximum of P of y log base 2 h of y minus h of y given x. As we know h of y given is equal to 0, we can directly say CS equal to maximum of P of y into h of y. The entropy is maximum whenever all the probability of equally likely and the value of entropy is log base 2 capital M. Here M is nothing but the number of outputs. In our case, for this example, we are having 3 outputs. So we can say for our case the channel capacity is log base to 3. Okay. So depending upon the structure of the channel representation, the capital M may be changing. So in our example what we have taken, capital M is equal to 3. Next is noiseless channel. So in this channel you should directly understand if the channel is both lossless and deterministic, then you call it as a noiseless channel. Okay. If the channel is both deterministic and lossless, then we say channel is noiseless channel. So here what you need to understand is, we know that lossless channel the output is sure about the input. In deterministic channel the input is sure about the output. So if the channel is both deterministic and lossless, then only we call the channel is noiseless. It means that input should also know to whom it is transmitting, output should also know to whom it is receiving. So this is an example. Say x1 knows it is transmitting only to y1, y1 knows it is receiving only from x1. So the noiseless channel representation is very easy. It is something like this. x2 to y2, x always with the probability of y. So here, if whenever we say deterministic, then h of y given x will be equal to 0 for deterministic. Whenever we say lossless, h of x given y will be equal to 0 for lossless. Therefore, whenever we say noiseless channel, this condition should also obey. This condition should also obey. It means that input should be number of inputs should be equal to number of outputs, and always the probability of the transmission will be equal to 1. So here channel representation is very easy. P of y given x. So we are having 3 inputs, 3 outputs, x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3. You can see x1 is transmitting only to y1 with the probability 1. x2 is only to y2 with the probability 1. x3 is only to y3 with the probability 1. So this is nothing but an identity matrix. Whenever we say noiseless channel, we have to see the channel representation. If the channel representation is identity matrix, then we will say the channel is a noiseless channel. So channel capacity is also very simple. CS already we have seen for deterministic channel, it is log base to capital M. For lossless channel, CS is log base to capital N. We know that number of inputs should be equal to number of outputs. So log base to capital M should be equal to log base to capital N. Here M is the number of outputs, N is the number of inputs. All are equal and it is equal to 3. For the example we have taken, CS is nothing but log base to 3. Okay. Finally, useless channel. So useless channel, there is nothing to talk about useless channel. Here simply what you need to understand about the useless channel is, whatever you are transmitting, it's only getting erased or it is lost in the channel. Okay. So there is no information at all, or in other words we will say the channel capacity is 0. Directly we can say channel capacity is 0. CS equal to C equal to 0. Channel capacity is 0, or you can say whatever is transmitted is getting lost. So information transmitted is getting lost in the channel. So h of x will be equal to h of x given y always. So CS will be obviously equal to 0. So like something like this, say for example you are having 0 transmission with the probability P. 1 transmission is also with the probability P, and 0 as 1, say this is x1, x2, y1, y2 with 1 minus P. Here also with 1 minus P. This is a lossless channel. So here you will have the channel matrix something like this, 1 minus P. Here also it is P. So this is an example of an useless channel. Whenever you find a channel something like this, in which all the rows are same, all the columns are same, all the rows are same, then you will directly say, you can directly say it is an useless channel only. Whatever is getting transmitted is getting lost in the channel. Okay. So with this you understood in this video lecture what are the different types of the channels and how to calculate the channel capacity. So what you can do is you can take a general tabulation. What you need to understand when you see binary symmetric channel, if the question is about the channel capacity, you can directly use the formula CS equal to 1 plus P log base to P into 1 plus 1 minus P into log base to 1 minus P. P value is nothing but this one given here. So you can directly use the formula and compute. Similarly, for binary eraser channel, CS is nothing but P. For lossless channel, you have to just find out how many number of the inputs you are having, and you can directly say log base 2 into number of inputs. For a deterministic channel, you have to find out how many number of the outputs, and you can say the channel capacity is log base to number of outputs. For noiseless channel, you can say CS is nothing but log based number of inputs or log based number of outputs. For useless channel, you can directly say channel capacity equal to 0. Okay. So with this, I will stop with for the today's lecture. Thank you.